Hey guys, Chef Jason Morris for my friends at the Colorado Department of Agriculture and Colorado Proud. Today, tell you what, we've got an Instapot or pressure cooker video that is going to deliver a lot of flavor because the star of the show today, that's right, Colorado dry beans, and even more specifically, we're talking pinto beans. So let's dig in here. Let's talk a little bit through these ingredients, show you what we did prep-wise to get where we're at, and then time to fire up the Instapot, time to make some soup. Ingredient-wise today, you know we're starting off with those dry Colorado pinto beans. That is the star of today's soup. Then we move into some beef sausage that we cut into 1-inch discs or coins, if you will, just to make sure they stay together while they're in the soup. We've got a little bit of fire-roasted tomatoes as well, 1.5 cups of those. We've got 1.5 cups of baby carrots that we went and cut into random pieces as well. We have 1.5 cups of celery that we went ahead and chopped, leaving the leaves on there because those leaves add a great flavor. We have 1.5 cups of yellow onion that we went ahead and diced medium as well. Then we've got a sprig of rosemary, a sprig of thyme, some fresh garlic paste, then a little bit of salt and pepper to season things off today. And then we're going to add between 6 and 8 cups of stock, depending on how thin or thick we want the soup. But pretty easy ingredients today, I'll tell you what. Going to be a lot of flavor coming out of that Instapot. All right, we went ahead and cleaned the Instapot. We'll go ahead and hit saute, and we're gonna have it do saute more so it gets a little bit hotter. We'll listen for that beep so we know it is started, and then we'll go ahead and get ready to do a little bit of sauteing of our veggies. There you go. That tells us we are ready to go. Okay, we went ahead and let this heat up for about 5 minutes, and what I'm going to go ahead and do now is I'm going to add in about 2 tablespoons of oil just to get this started because, like I said, we are sauteing, so we want to have a little bit of fat in there. Now we'll go ahead and add those onions to this. Then we will add the carrots, just like that, and we'll go ahead and add the celery. Now, what we're gonna do is continue to saute this, get everything going until we start to see the onions have a little bit of color. Once the onions have a little bit of color, then it's time to add the rest of the guts and get this soup rolling. All right, now that we have a little bit of browning in the onions, we're gonna add all of the sausage as well. And now what we'll go ahead and do is start cooking the sausage till we start to see a little browning on the sausage as well. My guess, we're probably looking at about 5 minutes, but we'll add a little bit of color to that, and then we'll come back and we will show you the rest of the soup process. We have got the browning on the sausage right where we need it. We'll go ahead and add our rosemary, thyme. Now we're gonna add our garlic as well, and we'll get that well mixed in here just to make sure everything is set and ready to go. We'll get all of that added in. We'll get that mixed in real quick. And then we're gonna go ahead and add our tomatoes at this time as well. We'll add those fire roasted tomatoes. Get everything set to go again and get it all mixed up, and we are good to go just like that. Here we are right after 3 minutes of cook, and we're gonna go ahead and add those dry pinto beans. And now I'm gonna start off with 4 cups of chicken stock on the first pour, and then I'm gonna add 2 more cups. Now, in the recipe, we say you can add 6 to 8 cups, which is going to be dependent on how thin or thick you like the soup. I'll tell you what, I'm gonna start with 6 cups because I really think that's gonna be perfect, but we'll go ahead and give this a stir, get everything mixed in really, really nice. Now, salt and pepper wise, we are not going to season this until the very end because you know what? We've got some salt, pepper seasonings in the chicken stock, in the sausage as well. So we'll go ahead and leave that. And next up, we're going to show you how we get ready and turn it into pressure cook mode because it's time to make soup. Okay, step number 1 in this process is we'll go ahead and get the lid on, make sure it's locked, and then as you can see right back here, we've got one part that says venting and one part that says sealing. So we wanna make sure it is on the sealing side, and we also wanna make sure that that little red part is down. Now, we'll head over to the front side, we'll show you how we set this up and get ready to pressure cook. All right, so we'll go ahead and hit cancel. That'll turn off saute. We're gonna hit pressure cook. We're gonna leave it towards the more pressure setting. And then also we have it on the high pressure setting as well. And then we're looking right at 40 minutes and you can adjust that timer to set how you want. Now we'll leave it alone and what's gonna happen, it will turn itself on. It's gonna take about 10 to 15 minutes for it to build pressure. Once the pressure is built, that timer will start and then we'll be good to go. Well, there you can see the timer is done and we are ready to check it out after that first 40 minutes of cook. So we'll head in here and we'll go ahead and show you what the back looks like. And now it is time to very, very carefully release pressure. And we'll show you what that looks like next. Okay, so now that we're done, it is time to release the pressure so we can open up the lid. That little indicator being up means that this is pressurized. So we have it on sealing. What we need to do now is carefully turn it to venting. But I'll tell you what, one of the things I like to do as well is I will also bring a towel with me, turn it to venting, and leave that towel over there. That way, it makes things a little bit safer. I don't have to worry about any water spattering, and I don't have to worry about any steam burn. So now, we're gonna go ahead and leave that on there until that little red dial is flush, and that means all the pressure is gone. Okay, well, as you can see, that red plunger is down, which means 100% of that pressure is gone. We still have this on release as well. And now, because that pressure is gone, super easy to turn this, and then we're gonna carefully open it away from us just so we don't get any steam in our face. Now, what we'll do is take a bird's eye view, get in there and stir that up and see just how delicious those beans are. All right, so as we take our first look in here, we give it a quick little stir to see where everything is at. But I'll tell you, I'm going for two things here. I'm checking seasoning, salt and pepper, and I'm also checking the doneness of the pinto beans. So grab those two guys there, give them a quick little check. And they are not quite done yet. So we're gonna go ahead and put the lid back on and complete that entire process again in 5-minute increments until we're done. So we'll put the lid on, we'll get it pressurized, back again for 5 more minutes. All right, after another 5 minutes of cooking, the beans came out absolutely perfect. Now, what I'll go ahead and do is I'm gonna remove that little sprig of thyme, and then I'm also gonna hunt for the rosemary, and we will get that out as well. Now, I did taste it, and I determined we need a little bit more seasoning. So we'll go ahead now and add a little bit of salt and pepper just to get things seasoned where we like them. Now, I'm going to do this in small little increments. I'm not gonna go too crazy. I'm gonna add about another teaspoon of salt just to check it out, right? And then some of my favorite fresh cracked black pepper. We're gonna add about 1.5 teaspoons. I think that will be perfect, but we'll go ahead and mix it in, make sure everything is delicious. Well, there you have it. In just about an hour, you can have amazing pinto bean soup made from scratch. And the best part is no soaking the beans needed at all. Now, if you're looking for today's recipe, be sure to head over to coloradoproud.com. You can grab today's recipe and a ton of other recipes featuring products raised, grown, and produced right here in the beautiful state of Colorado. I'm Chef Jason Morris for my friends at the Colorado Department of Agriculture and Colorado Proud. We'll see you soon.